Part 2, explaining the technique and the product. Okay, so it could be when you're writing on your 7 sheets of paper, it could be a person that you want to interact with, a place that you want to visit. The place could be someplace on the planet Earth, or it could be someplace elsewhere. It doesn't have to be realistic. It could be Mars, Venus, whatever. If you want to go to Mars, if that's something you want to do, write it down. A thing that you want. If you want to buy a truck, or you want to buy a private plane, if that's something that you want to do, if you feel that, write it down on paper. If you want to learn an idea, if you want to find a cure for something, a cure is a good thing. Write it down. If that's something that you want to do, write it down. If you want to buy a $50,000 Versace suit, write it down. Okay? Whatever it is that's positive that you want, write it down on paper if you want it. Okay? If there's a book that you would like to write, if you're a writer and you want to write a book, write down the name of the book. If you're a singer and you want to write a song, write down the name of the song. If you want something published, whatever it is, if there's some improvement that you want to your body, write it down. If you want something with your eyes, or your teeth, or your head, or your face, or your ears, or your hearing, or your listening, or the shape of your body, or something that's within your physical body that you want, I'm just kind of just giving you a reminder, write it down on that paper, right? You have 7 sheets of paper. You're going to try to fill it up. Take your time writing this stuff down. Think about it. Now, when you're writing what you're writing, you're only writing down what you want for you. You're not writing down what you want for somebody else. Nope, you don't write what you want for someone else. That's their business, what they want for them. This is your exercise for you. When you're writing down what you want, it could be as small as, I think I want to go to the store and I want a yogurt. I want a cup of yogurt. Write it down. It could be the little small itty bitty teeny weeniest thing, or it could be the biggest thing. Whether it's possible or impossible, write it down. That's really what the technique is. Now I want to say what the technique is not, because the rest of me telling you this is going to be telling you the dimensions of the technique. This is not goal setting. You're not setting goals. Goal setting doesn't work the way you think it does. So you're not setting goals. You're not saying, okay, let me write all this stuff down so that I can set a goal. Please don't pursue the goal. Don't do that. This is not an affirmation. You're not listening to it into existence, right? This is not magic, so to speak. This is not you trying to get the universe to make this stuff happen. Remember something. This is stuff that you think that you want. You don't necessarily want it because you don't know everything there is to know about that person you think you want. You don't know necessarily, if you decide you want to go to Paris, France, for the summer, you don't know what Paris, France really is like. So you don't necessarily know. Something you think you know. Okay? But nonetheless, writing this down, these elements that's on your pages are called directions. They call it directions. So ideally, let's just say, for instance, eventually you get 20 on each page. 20 people, places, things, or ideas on 7 pages, and you end up with 20 times 7. That's 20 times 7 is 140. So let's theoretically say you have 140 different people, places, and things, and ideas that you would like to come true in your life. Or you have 140 directions that you would like to head into the direction of. Okay? So now, what happened was, when I had started doing these exercises, I was 16 years old, like I told you before. And I thought, what a bunch of stuff. I said, but it didn't cost me anything, because the first time I did, I was a teenager. I was like 16, 17 years old. It was a little book. Okay, I'm going to, like I said, I'm breaking this down into 5-minute things. So this is part 2. Part 3 is coming up.